Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Trey Kearney Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, let me know where you're coming in from. Please comment in the comment section on YouTube. Please comment on TikTok. Good evening. My name is Trey Kearney. I'm your favorite relationship expert. Yes, I am. That's what Cosmopolitan called me. I did not title myself that. And I am a relationship coach who holds men and women accountable for their breakdown in the relationship. I hold both men and women accountable for their breakdown in the relationship. So tonight I want to talk about once a cheater, always a cheater, right? The age old saying of once a cheater, always a cheater. Now, is that true? Now, you can put in the comments if you believe that's true, and you can put in the comments if you don't believe that's true. But we're going to talk about that tonight, and we're going to talk about the causes of cheating. Even though people want to sugarcoat and pretend like people cheat for no reason, I beg to differ that people don't go around just cheating for no reason. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. So before we get into that, I want to talk about a few things that are going on in the news to give people a chance to come in so that they can catch the whole topic. So let's talk about Don Lemon. Oh my goodness, Don Lemon got fired from CNN. And, I talked about this a little bit over on my other platform. And I talked about how we need to know when it's time to leave, right? This is an important teachable moment for each and every one of us, right? This is a very important teachable moment for everybody on here, right? Know when to leave, know when to leave the job, know when to leave the relationship, know when to leave the party. Sometimes we stay too long and God has to kick us out of the nest, right? Don Lemon is very, very talented. And I say this, and I want everybody to hear me. And I want you to use this if something like this is happening to you. If you have been let go, if a relationship has ended, if anything has happened to you like this, I want you to think about it like this. You have not been fired or demoted in that relationship. You have been promoted by God. So it's always the way that we look at things. It's not what everybody perceives or what everybody says. It's how we look at a thing. It's how we feel about a thing. So everybody was asking me, how do you feel about CNN firing Don Lemon? I'm like, y'all didn't see this coming? That's another thing. We have to see things coming. We have to use wisdom, knowledge, and discernment, right? To know that they took him off the late night show and put him on the morning show. Y'all didn't see this coming. I saw this coming, but I wish Don Lemon well, and I believe that he will land on his feet, and I believe that great things are coming for him, and I hope that he sees that. He had longevity. He was at CNN for 17 years, and sometimes it's time that they got to let you go so you could grow because he was not willing to leave. So sometimes that pink slip is your promotion. So take it as that. Take that. The pink slip is promotion. And if you're going through a terrible breakup in a relationship, understand that there is better for you. I promise. I promise that there is better for you. Now, in the news and other news, because you guys know that this is a relationship based platform. So let's talk about a relationship that's going on right now, a divorce that's going on, that's been going on for a minute. Tyrese and his ex-wife, well, soon to be ex-wife Samantha, went to court yesterday. And it didn't go well for Tyrese, right? And I'm going to say this to y'all because I need y'all to understand because some of y'all may be going through a breakup. Some of y'all may be going through a divorce. And it's hard because a breakup is the death of a relationship, right? A breakup is the death of a relationship. And if you don't grieve properly, you will get stuck in a phase of grief. You will get stuck in a phase of grief. And I believe that Tyrese is not grieving properly, right? Because he's still saying that I don't even know why she left. I don't know why the relationship ended. So I believe that he needs to get some help to get through the grieving process because I believe in my heart that he's in the phase of grief, a few phases that he's going through at the same time. I believe at some points he's in denial. Like, this is really not happening to me. Not me, Tyrese. Like, any woman would want me. I'm Coca-Cola kid. Anybody would want me. Then I believe that he goes into a stage of anger, right? And then he's blasting off. He's on social media. He's doing the most, and then he goes into a phase of depression where he wants everybody to feel sorry for him. So I think that he just needs to get in touch with his emotions with a professional and get off of social media, because one of the reasons why he had a hard time in court, because he was all over social media blasting this judge, just talking crazy about this judge that he had to go before. So we can't think that he's in his right state of mind if he will go on social media platforms before going into court and blasting the very judge who is presiding over his case, residing over his case. Like, we have to know that there's something that's not right going on. So I believe that Tyrese is mourning the loss of his marriage, which is very hard, because a divorce is the death of a relationship, and he hasn't gotten to the stage of, in every loss, in every stage, the stages of grief, we want to get to acceptance, right? We really, that is the end stage of grief, when you know that you're healing. When you get to the acceptance stage, which is accepting the fact that whatever it is that you went through is over. So if you lose a loved one, it's a lot easier to let them go, because you know that you can't bring them back. So you accept the fact that it's over. You accept the fact that it's gone, they're gone. You accept the fact that you can't do anything about it. But when you lose a relationship, baby, and you still wanted to be in it, and that person is denying you access, you will be angry, you will be in denial, you will be all kind of things if you don't get the help that you need. So that is my thing on current events. I don't know why my back is itching. That is my thing on current events. We wish Don Lemon well, and we wish Tyrese, and we wish Samantha well. She's been very gracious through this. I commend Samantha, his ex-wife, his soon-to-be ex-wife, for holding her tongue. I commend her for not going back and forth. I really do, because it's really hard when you want to defend yourself because somebody's saying things against your character, which may not be true, because how he perceives her is not how the rest of the world perceives her. So I commend her as a woman and a mother that is co-parenting. This is so important. And I'm just talking about this now because it's about relationships. This is so important, to be able to control yourself regardless of what somebody else is doing. And I'm so big on that. I keep telling y'all, even within these relationships, we're going to talk about this tonight, being the best, highest version of yourself, no matter what the other person is doing. She could be on social media blasting him and yelling and screaming and talking crazy, but that will say everything about her and nothing about him. Now, his behavior is showing who he is. It's saying everything about him and nothing about her. No matter how bad he talks about her, or no matter what he says about her, he looks crazy. He look, it says nothing about her and everything about him. So this is why I'm telling y'all, when I tell you that there's things that you can do in your relationship, and you tell me, what about my partner? Or if he was doing this, or if he was doing that, it shows me that you're lacking maturity in an area of your life where something that somebody else does can control your behaviors. And we have to grow past that in order to have healthy relationships. Do y'all understand that? We have to grow past that in order to have healthy relationships. So again, if you just tuned in, I'm Trey Kearney. You're tuned into the Trey Kearney Show. I'm your favorite relationship expert, and I'm gonna break some things down for you. Let me tell you one thing about me. I'm straight, no chaser. I don't play no games. And the things that I talk about, I not only talk about them from being a certified life and relationship coach, book wise, but I talk about them from my experiences. So I got on my platforms many, many years ago, almost 18 years ago, by way of committing adultery. I cheated. So I'm passionate about this because I've been down this road over the last 18 years of growing and healing and therapy and coaching and all of the things that some of us need. So when I say these things to you, I'm not judging you. I used to be you. When I talk about cheating, I'm not judging anybody because I've been down that road. So the question of the night is, the topic for tonight is, once a cheater, always a cheater. Is this true? I hear people say this often, and it really grinds my gears. It really does, because how dare you? How dare you tell me the fact that I cheated many years ago, that I'm always going to be a cheater? I'm not a cheater anymore. I haven't cheated since that relationship happened. And people ask me, why did I cheat? Why did you cheat on your husband? Because I was immature. And most people who cheat is a level of immaturity, right? So let's talk about that. So if it's once a cheater, always a cheater, Is it once a something, always a something? Because we've all done something that we're not proud of. Every person on this planet. Now, you raise your hand right now if you're perfect. I'll wait. I didn't think so. Everybody has done something. So if you walk around saying once a cheater, always a cheater, whatever the thing was that you did, you're still that thing. Even though you would want us to believe you, even though you would want us to forgive you, even though you will want us to believe that you've changed, but you're still telling us once a cheater, always a cheater. So once you're that thing, once a bad mother, once a thief, always a thief, whatever that thing was, once that thing, always a thing. Are you always the biggest mistake that you made? No, because you want people to forgive you. And let me tell you this gonna hurt some feelings, but it's okay. The person that you laying next to, I'm sure cheated on somebody. I'm sure you cheated on somebody. Now raise your hand and tell me if you never cheated on somebody. And let's not just think about physical cheating. Let's not think of, because cheating is just not having intercourse with somebody. So let's take that off the table. So let's really talk about this. Let's really break this down. Let's really break this down. Raise your hand if you've never cheated. Emotionally cheated, had things in your phone that your boo should not see, because if they saw them, the relationship would be over or would be considered betrayal or deceptive. So I want somebody to raise their hand, because I believe that I'm gonna say 98% of us have all cheated, especially at our age, because this is the New You Nation Network that you are tuned into, and this is for Generation X and beyond. This is for Generation X and beyond. So we're an older crowd over here. So thank God there was no internet when we was coming up, because the cloud would have burst with the stuff that we did. So I want one person to raise their hand if you have never cheated, and you're excusing yourself because you made an excuse up in your head that I was 17 or I was 18 or I was 25 or I was 15, or he did something to me, or he cheated so I cheated back, or whatever your excuse is in your head. So I want everybody to stop saying once a cheater, always a cheater, so we can get past this, because everybody is capable of changing. Anybody who wants to change can change. Everybody who wants something different will do something different. So a lot of people want to say once a cheater, always a cheater. So I'm going to take that off the table tonight. And now we're going to talk about why people cheat. And I want all of the women who are listening right now, I want you to button your lip. That's all I want you to do. I want you to button your lip. Flirting is a form of cheating. Yes. I want y'all to just button your lips and listen, because women get so offended when somebody says that a person cheated because this was going on in the relationship. Let's just get this out here right now. Nobody should cheat. Have we gotten that out of our system, that there's no reason to cheat? Nobody should cheat. People should just leave. Has everybody got that out of their system? I'll give y'all a few seconds to marinate on that, because I already know the comments are about to start coming in where you're going to bicker back and forth because y'all can't control yourself. I just need you to control yourself and tell yourself, we all know nobody should cheat. Cheating is wrong. Okay, so I'm not condoning anybody cheating. However, cheating is a symptom of a bigger problem. Cheating is a symptom of a bigger problem. I'm not saying that there's not a small percentage of people that just like to have multiple partners and are liars. I'm not saying, I'm not taking that off the table, but we're not talking about them tonight, and we're not talking about them anymore. We're talking about sensible grown adults who go outside of a healthy relationship, who go outside of a relationship that they want to be in, and we're going to talk about why these things happen. Can we do that tonight? Can we do that without anybody coming in and saying, "Oh, cheaters," and this? Can we do that? And I'm gonna tell you how. Can you survive infidelity? We're going to talk about that too. People cheat because they're immature and they don't know how to articulate what it is that they want. They lack maturity in their communication skills. They're immature and they want what they want. People are immature, right? Number two, people's needs are not being met. Don't say nothing. People's needs are not being met. If you are in a relationship right now, if you are married, you should be married if you're sleeping with somebody, but we're not going to go there tonight because I got a new show coming up soon. I got a new show coming on Sundays that is going to rock your world, but we'll talk about that another time because some of y'all going to be convicted. But a person's needs are not being met. Let's talk about this. If you are not satisfying your partner sexually for months on end, something's going to happen. If you are not satisfying your partner with intimacy, and your partner has said to you, you are not satisfying me. If you have gone from 10 to 0, and you're talking about, well, I had the baby or this or that, something is going to happen. And again, we all know that cheating is not right. We're not condoning cheating. I'm just saying there are reasons why people step out of their marriages. And one of the main reasons why men are stepping out of their marriages, and we'll talk about why men don't just leave, because y'all got big mouths and y'all want to talk about, well, he need to just leave. No, he don't need to just leave his kids and his car and his house and his basement and his lawn and the things that he loved in his house and his man cave. No, it's not that simple to just leave. Now, I want you to listen and say to yourself, am I giving what my spouse needs intimacy wise? I want you to ask yourself, am I? And I want you to be honest with yourself. Nobody's there with you. Get a piece of paper and a pen because I have some questions for you, because we want to break this thing down so that our relationships can last. We want to have simultaneous healing between men and women. We want men and women to be accountable for the breakdown in their relationship instead of playing the blame game. Nobody is trying to blame anybody for anything, and nobody's trying to point fingers. Get your piece of paper out. Are you satisfying your mate? And this is for the men and the women, because men check out too sexually. Men be watching TV and drinking and doing all kind of stuff, and they don't be satisfying their woman either. So I want the men to do this too. And I want you to be really honest with yourself, because these are the reasons why relationships are breaking down, right? And these are the things that will change the dynamic going on in your house if there is another person, a side chick or a side dude. These are the things that you need to ask yourself, because if your mate, spouse, boo, bae is cheating or is thinking about leaving you, let's take cheating off the table. If they're thinking about leaving you, if they're thinking about getting a divorce, if they're thinking about walking away, if they're not want to go through with the engagement, these are some of the things that may be happening. Because once a cheater, always a cheater is not true. And we're going to get back to that. Let's ask these questions to ourselves. How do I speak to my partner? Stop saying what about him or her. I heard somebody say it in my head. What about him? Well, I'm not talking about him, and I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about you. We're in a coaching session right now. Your spouse is sitting with you. Your spouse's concern is that you talk crazy. Your tone, you yell, you scream, you say whatever you feel like you want to say. Is that you? Put a check next to it if it's you, because you need to check yourself. We're going to work through this. Am I attentive to my spouse, my partner? Am I attentive to my significant other? Have I put them on a back burner? Are they the last thing I think about in the morning and the last person I deal with at night? Do I check on them while they're at work? Do I say, hey, babe, are you having a nice day? Oh, I thought about you in the middle of the day. I just wanted to say I love you. Check yourself. Check yourself, because cheating is a symptom of a bigger problem. No, we are not condoning somebody gave themselves a check. I see you. No, we are not condoning cheating. We are breaking down the fact that cheating is a symptom of a bigger problem. And you want to know, is it once a cheater, always a cheater? No. Because if you are maintaining your relationship in a proper way, if you had a man that cheated on his ex and he had certain reasons why he cheated, even though he should have left, because I got to keep saying that because y'all going to keep saying, well, he should have just left. Even though he should have left, there were some concerns. There was a breakdown in their relationship before cheating even happened. Can we clap? Can we snap? Can we tap the screen? Can we do something to agree on that? So now you're here with him, and now you're here with her. The last relationship she was in, all he did was buy her stuff. He did not pay attention to her. So old boy from around the block, or you, because you with her now, was you old boy from around the block because husband wasn't paying attention, because boo or bae, your significant other, wasn't paying attention, and now y'all together and you about to have the same problem? Because let me tell you something about people. And let me say this to the woman who's with the man that she was cheating with. She was the side chick. And to the man, if he was the side dude. If your person was cheating with you and they did not get help, you got a cheater. And let me break that down to you. And I'm not saying they always going to be a cheater, but the way that they cope with not getting the things that they need. I told y'all people cheat for a couple of reasons: immaturity and needs are not being met. So if you got with a man or a woman because a need was not being met for them by their spouse, by their significant other, and you became the need meter. I'll be saying something. If you became the need meter, you started to meet his needs for the wife, the husband, the boo, the bae, the fiance, the girlfriend, the significant other, and now you're in that spot and you're meeting the need, and y'all got together. Y'all left them and y'all got together. If y'all didn't get help, y'all got a problem, because that person who was cheating, number one, handles and copes with not getting their needs met by getting their needs met by somebody else. If they did not get the help to deal with, how will I deal with the situation if I'm in this situation with this person and my needs are not being met? What am I going to do? How do I work through this without going to find another girl on my job, or another girl at Starbucks, or another girl at the gym? If they didn't work on that, you still got the same person that cheated on their significant other, who deals with the fact that their needs are not being met by getting their needs met by somebody else. And number two, sis or bro, if you are the need meter, if you are the side dude or the side chick, you need help because you sleep with other people's husbands. You sleep with other people's significant others. You sleep with other people's wives. So to the man, if you're with a woman who was with you, who was cheating with you, I need you to realize both of y'all need help, because she sleep with people's husbands. She didn't have a problem sleeping with you when you was married. I tell you, if she didn't get help for the reason why she sleeps with other people's husbands, fiancés, boyfriends, and she thinks that's okay, she still think it's okay. She just with you right now because you're meeting a need. Because if she was shallow, empty, and insecure enough to sleep with somebody's husband, brother, you got a problem on your hands. Don't think you special. Both of y'all. I'm just telling y'all. I'm not saying once a cheater, always a cheater. I'm just saying that people who cheat, who don't get help to get to the root cause of why they cheated, of why they didn't just have a conversation with their wife or their husband, or why they didn't just leave, the problem still exists. This is the way they cope with things. So you have to get them into therapy, counseling, or separately so that they can find another way to cope. Does that make sense? Clap your hands, snap your fingers, do a dance, put a clappy in, an emoji, a smiley emoji. Cheating never solves a problem. Cheating never solves a problem. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that cheating occurs because there is a problem. Cheating occurs because there is a problem. Thank you. Excellent. Cheating is a symptom of a bigger problem. And I need y'all to understand that when a relationship breaks down, it breaks down because of two people, not one person. There's an ear in the mouth. Somebody's not listening. Somebody's not comprehending. Two people are not working together. So there's a breakdown in a relationship. And we can fix these things if we are willing to look at ourselves in the mirror. We're so busy trying to change the other person. Somebody said I'm shouting. I'm glad you shouting. We're so busy trying to change the other person when we really need to look in the mirror. So let's get back to these questions. Number one is, are you satisfying your partner intimately? Are you initiating sometimes? Are you letting it? You know what happens, ladies, when we initiate sex with our man? Because men need us to initiate. It makes them feel wanted. If they have to initiate all the time, they don't feel wanted. If they have to initiate all the time, you make him feel like it's a chore. And this is what men have told me. I feel like it's a job for her because she never initiates. So we have to initiate, and it doesn't have to be you jump on his bones. You can rub his arm or rub his shoulders or kiss him on the neck or whisper in his ear. But at some point, I'm not saying you got to do it all the time, but at some point, a brother want to feel like you want it too. He don't want to feel like it's just a job and you just doing it because you have to. He wants to know that you're enjoying him. And I know it's hard for us ladies because we've been raised be a lady, and men are supposed to lead, women are not supposed to pursue men. But once he your man, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Somebody clap their hands, stomp their feet, whispering to me. Yes, the brothers is like, yes, yes. So ask yourself that question. The other question was, how do you speak to your partner? These are the breakdowns of the relationships that I'm talking about that lead to catastrophe in your relationship. We're not even going to say just cheating. That leads to divorce. That leads to your husband or your wife being an alcoholic. That leads to your spouse not wanting to come home to you anymore. These are the things that are going on. You are not being intimate with your partner for months on end. You speak to your partner any way you feel like it. Or you're not attentive to your partner. You're attentive to your mama, your sorority girls, your fraternity brothers, the church, the pastor, the preacher, the kid, the teacher. You're attentive to everybody else except your significant other once you get your claws in them. The next question, how do you act when you're mad? How you don't get to treat people mean when you're mad. You don't get to blast off on people. You don't get to shut down on people. You don't get to do whatever you feel like you want to do when you're angry. It's not that we're not allowed to get angry, because anger is an emotion that we must process through. We're going to get angry with our spouses. We're going to get angry with our children. It's how you behave when you're angry that you can tell somebody, I'm angry with you. I'm angry. But you can't be cussing, yelling, screaming, and leaving out the house, driving off for 2 days, 3 days, going and talking about your spouse, your partner, your mate to everybody. How do you deal with anger? Because people are not going to take it for so long if you can't control your anger. You throwing stuff in the house, and this is women. You can't put your hands on her, sir, because you're angry and be sorry tomorrow. No, that's unacceptable. You cannot do it. This is why relationships are breaking down. You can't be calling people out their name. What they say, once you throw a stone, you can't retrieve it. Once that word comes out of your mouth, you can never take it back. That person can never erase that. It's a stain on their brain. Be careful what you do and what you say to your spouse. I don't care if y'all get mad. I don't care if y'all get mad at me, because I got to keep it straight with y'all. Straight, no chaser. If you just tuned in, you're tuned into the Trey Kearney Show on the New You Nation Network. Please follow us on Instagram at New You Nation Network. Please follow me on Instagram. I'm at Trey Kearney. Please leave comments. Let us know how we're doing. And we're happy that you're here. If you would like to advertise with us, please shoot me an email, trey@treykearney.com. If you would like to partner with us, trey@treykearney.com. Now, this one right here. Ask yourself this question, men and women, not just the women. Am I still trying to stay attractive to my partner? This is a big one that people miss because people love to talk about unconditional love. Oh, you're supposed to love me unconditionally. Oh, you're supposed to love me unconditionally. Yeah, I do love you unconditionally. I'm just not attracted to you because you got a beer belly now. And when I met you, you had a six pack. Can we be real? Can we be really real? I love you to death. I love your soul. I love your spirit. I love your personality, but I don't want you on top of me no more. You have let yourself go, bro, sis. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to come home to somebody that they're not attracted to. Nobody. And ladies, you had a baby 3 years ago. I'm sorry, you got to get back in the gym. You had 3 years. The baby's in school. The baby is off on its own. The baby's in the sixth grade, and you still telling people you had a kid. No, we want to be attracted to our spouse. We want to be attracted to our partner. We want to look at you and feel something. We want to get butterflies. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm not a size 6 like I was when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. But I keep myself at a certain level. And I like to eat cookies, and I love sweets, and I love cake, and I love pie. But I know I'm a woman of a certain age. And I know the person that I'm going to marry soon, Jesus, send him, that we're going to, when we meet each other, we're going to be attracted to each other. And we're going to have to keep that sexy to some degree. I'm only telling y'all the truth about why there's a breakdown in the relationship. Cheating is a symptom of a breakdown in your relationship. Write this down. Write this down and post it on your wall in your house. Write down, cheating is a symptom of cheating is a symptom of a problem in my relationship. What is the root cause of the problem? A cold. If you have the flu, a symptom is a runny nose. A symptom is an itchy throat, a scratchy throat, watery eyes. But the cold is the problem. Cheating is a symptom of a bigger problem in your relationship. And what you need to do is be realistic with yourself and think about these things that I'm asking you. Here's another one. Do I love my partner according to their love language, what they need? Do I love my partner according to their love language, what they need, not what I want to give them? Somebody. I do everything. I cook, I clean. He don't want that. He cook, clean himself. He wants you to tell him thank you. He wants words of affirmation. You don't make him feel valued. She don't want no car. She don't want another car. She don't want another trip. She want to sit on the couch. She likes time together. You're working 48 hours a day, and it's only 24 hours in a day. You're not paying attention to her. All she wants to do is sit down with you in the backyard, and you put the grill on, and y'all have some wine, and y'all talk to each other, and y'all laugh and watch, come back in the house and Netflix and chill. You keep buying her Gucci belts and Birkin bags, and she drive the best car, and she dying and starving on the inside. And old boy at work is paying attention. Cheating. Cheating. Is it once a cheater, always a cheater? Nope. But cheating is because needs are not being met. And people can't just leave. Some people stuck between a rock and a hard place. They don't have the money to go live and help you take care of the kids too. So you think they're gonna go and live in a cardboard box or what? I'm just saying, work husband and wives, y'all. That's why that term came up. Your wife or your husband is already spending the majority of their day with other men and other women. So you need to make sure that you are maintaining your home and maintaining your relationship. Because a lot of people are maintaining their home. Men are maintaining, they're protecting, providing, but they're not maintaining the relationship. You're not whispering sweet nothings in her ear anymore. You're not telling her she's pretty. These are basic things, but this is what is breaking down relationships. Do you love your partner according to their love language, their needs, and their wants? Or are you loving them the way that you want to love them because you want accolades? Hold on, guys, because we need to block somebody. So let me get to the next one. Are y'all writing these down? And this is not for you to say, what about them? This has nothing to do with your partner. This has nothing to do with your spouse. This is simultaneous healing. The men are asking themselves this question, and the women are asking themselves this question to work on you, to pay attention to what you bring to the table. And at the end of the day, if that person is not meeting your needs and you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, you have a hard decision to make. You don't get to go cheat. If now you see, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. And if both people are doing everything they're supposed to do, ain't gonna be no cheating, ain't gonna be no separation, ain't gonna be no nothing. But if you're working, both people are working and it's not working out, then both of you have a tough decision to make. Are you this is another one. This is another one. Are you a person that does tit for tat? Are you in control of yourself, or does everything and everybody else control you? Are you a tit for tat person? Are you I'm going to meet your energy type of person? Because if you are a tit for tat person, and if you are a person that says I'm going to meet my husband's and his energy, or I'm going to meet my wife's energy, you're not ready to be in a relationship. You're just not ready. You're not marriage material right now. I'm not saying that you're not marriage material, but you're not marriage material right now. If your behavior is based on the way that your partner comes in the door from work, you're not ready to be anybody's husband or anybody's wife, because everybody's going to have a bad day. And let me tell you this, and I'm not excusing black men for anything, but black men go out into a world that beats them up all day, every day. So they gonna come home and have some bad days because black men are getting beat up from all angles. From all angles. From the boss at the job to having to prove themselves 10 times more than their white counterparts. People are grabbing their purses when they see them because they think they're going to snatch their purse. They deal with a lot of stuff on the outside. So when he comes home, if he is tensed up and needs to go decompress, and it seems like he has an attitude, and you meet him at the door with an attitude because he got an attitude, you're not ready for a relationship, and you're certainly not ready for a relationship with a black man. I'm going to say it and I mean it. And and I don't want to hear nothing from women talking about you giving black men an excuse to do. I'm not giving black men an excuse to do anything. I'm telling you the reality of life right now. If you're a tit for tat person and you are not the best, highest version of yourself based on you, nobody controls Trey. Nobody. My energy doesn't get low because somebody walks in the room with low energy. I don't argue with somebody because they feel like they want to talk crazy or they want to argue, because I'm in control of me. And when I'm not in control of me, I am a puppet to the world. And I lived that life many, many years ago of being a puppet to the world, of people's energy being able to shift my energy, or being a people pleaser. We don't want to be there. And I put up a post and I said, men are, saying that one of the reasons why they're stepping out of the marriage or why they're ready to leave the marriage is because women, we're just not nice. And the women were so quick to say, well, if he was nice, he turned me into this. And I act like that because of him, because he don't do. No, ma'am. No, you don't get to say that. Nobody gets to turn you into anything. You're choosing to be who you are. And this is why relationships are suffering. This is why relationships are failing. This is why infidelity is happening, because we are blaming other people for our actions. If a person goes out and cheats, that is them. That is they're responsible for that. But if you are treating your significant other bad because of whatever, you're responsible for the breakdown of the relationship. Do I behave by reaction to their actions, or am I the best, highest version of myself at all times? And this is what I am encouraging. I am encouraging all of us. Not only y'all, I'm talking to myself, because I got to talk to myself, because I got to deal with people all day, every day. I got to deal with people all day, every day. And I have to tell myself about 900 times a day, you are to be the best, highest version of yourself, no matter what they're doing. Even though I want to cuss somebody out, even though I want to knock somebody out, even though I want to look at somebody and really call them a name, I gotta say, Trey, you have to be the best, highest version of yourself. You gonna let this person really take you out of character like that? Because that says everything about you and nothing about them. What did Michelle Obama say? When they go low, we go high. And I know some of us, we still not there. Jesus is still working on us. But you got to look at yourself in the mirror. And you have to say to yourself, what am I bringing to the table that would destroy our relationship? Because cheating is just a symptom of a bigger problem. There's a breakdown in your relationship before the cheating even happens. There's a breakdown in your relationship before your wife, girl, husband, whoever stops coming home. And not from cheating, from just not coming home until you go to bed. They don't even want to be around you. But you have to be accountable for your part in this. And again, if you with somebody that you got by way of default, by way of sleeping with them, if you got somebody's husband and they didn't get help, because our topic today is once a cheater, always a cheater. If you are with somebody that was a cheater or is cheated on you and they have not gotten help, there's a problem. I need you to understand there's a problem. If you cheated on somebody, and I told y'all when I came on here, I got here on my platform by way of cheating. I started my whole platform because I came out and I started sharing with people my story of how I cheated and how it destroyed my life and my children's lives and the lives of everybody else. I had to go and deal with the root cause of why I thought, not what he did or not who he was. I had to go and deal with the fact that why would you think in your mind as a grown woman that it was okay for you to cheat on your husband? And I had to go deal with myself so that this would not happen to me again. Because if I didn't dig up the root cause, then I would still deal with the next relationship the same way I dealt with the last one. And that's not what we want to do. But that's what happens when we point fingers. That's what happens when we point fingers to say, if I sat and said, well, the reason why I cheated is because he did this or he didn't do that. No, I coped with whatever the breakdown was in our relationship. The way that I coped with it was absolutely wrong. And I had to go get the help that I needed from my past. I grew up, and we got to break this down. And this is not an excuse. I grew up in a family where cheating was okay. I grew up in a family where I saw people cheat as a child. I saw my mother cheated on my father. I saw my uncles come to my mother's house with several different women. I saw when my mother wasn't happy, she did what she needed to do to make herself happy. So I had to go and unlearn some behaviors and not blame my ex-husband for anything. Because no matter what he did, that was the content of my character. That was a poor decision that I made. And I had to make sure that I sat down with myself to say, you need help. Don't look at him. Don't look at him. You need help. And I need each and every person on here to take a look at themselves in the mirror to say, if your relationship is struggling right now, one, I'm a certified life and relationship coach. And if you need help, you can email me, trey@treykearney.com. I'm not here to lead you to a dead end. If you need help, you can email me, trey@treykearney.com. Been there, done that. I work with couples. I have receipts. I can give you references and everything. But any person on here right now, any two people, if you're a husband and a wife, you're listening right now, if you are a woman and you're listening and your relationship is struggling, y'all are in trouble. If you're a man and you're listening, your relationship is in trouble. I need you to take a look at yourself in the mirror. I need you to take a look at yourself in the mirror to say, what is my part in the breakdown of this relationship? And I'm going to work on me. And then I need you to go and work on your communication skills so that you can have an effective, healthy conversation with your spouse who may not be doing what it is that you need them to do. But I need you to be able to talk to them in a healthy way without attacking them and making them feel threatened that you're going to go outside the relationship. I hope this is helpful for y'all. I met my ex-husband. He was the same dude. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Now I need you to understand that cheating is never right, but it happens. And we want to be on all these social media platforms and talk about, a person who cheats is this and a person who cheats is that, and it's a character flaw. No, there's an underlying root cause problem to why that person is behaving that way. Even though they need help, the person who's with them, you need help too. Because if you're staying with a person who has cheated on you over and over again, you need help too. And let me say this to y'all too. Let me just talk about this. If you have people in your life, you don't need to go to friends and family. You need to go to professionals, because friends and family will have you messed up. Friends and family will tell you over and over again, well, if it was me, I'll do this. And don't go to the if it was me, friends and family, because it is them. You talking to people who are laying next to them. You talking to girlfriends who are laying next to a husband or a boyfriend who cheated on them. They just didn't share that with you. And they stayed, but they telling you, if I was you. Don't listen to if I was you. Go get professional help. Go get somebody with an unbiased opinion, somebody that's not on your side and somebody that's not on his side. Go get somebody that's going to ask you some real questions. And I'm going to say this about therapists. And this is no shame, no shade to therapists. But if you are not dealing with a therapist who has been through infidelity or adultery as an experience, it's going to be really hard for them to connect with you and understand. And I'm telling you this from data and research from my clients who came to me and said, thank you so much, because the therapist it wasn't helping us. And it's not because the therapist wasn't good. I think everybody should go to therapy, but therapy is for other things. Put it this way. Let me say it a different way. I can't help a drug addict because I don't know what it feels like to go through withdrawal. So my thought is, well, why don't you just stop? You're stealing from people. I'm rationalizing because I've never had the feeling of withdrawal. So I can't help. So that's why other drug addicts, their sponsors are other drug addicts, to say, no, you can do this. You know why you can do this? Because I did it. I beat this. I smoked crack too. And I've been clean for 20 years. So I know what it feels like to go through I know. So sometimes several of my clients have said, the therapist just wasn't we've been to several different therapists and it's not, but this really helped us. And I'm talking about my clients who went through infidelity that's together, because my platform started by me helping families, men and women, mostly women who gone through the devastation of infidelity. They weren't sure whether they wanted to stay or go. And let me tell y'all something about coaching. My job is not to tell you what to do. My people come and tell me my husband cheating on me, and I don't be like, you need to get out of there. No, my question is, let's get some clarity on what it is that you want to do. How would you like to handle the situation? And the beautiful part about it from my clients telling me, because there was no judgment whether they stayed or left, whether they wanted to stay or whether they wanted to go. I'm not here to judge nobody. I stayed in a relationship with somebody that was cheating on me over and over again. I'm not here to judge nobody. I'm here to ask you some specific questions as a certified life and relationship coach to give you clarity on your decision. Not my decision, not our decision, your own decision at the end of the day. And I want to encourage everybody on here that if you are dealing with a therapist or a coach, they should not be telling you what to do. They should be asking you some strategic questions to get the answer from inside of you. When you decide you want to stay with your husband who cheated on you, It should be a clear decision that you made based on specific questions, pros and cons of what you can deal with. If you decide to leave, you should be able to lay in that bed in the middle of the night and not be mad at nobody, because the reason why you decided to leave was because you decided to leave, not because Coach Trey told you or therapist Lisa, or not because nobody told you, because you decided that this is not good for me. And my final decision is I want to have a strategic plan to get out of this relationship. Or my final decision is I want to have a strategic plan to make this relationship work. That is my job as a coach, for you to get clarity on whether you want to stay or whether you want to go. And for you to work through that, whatever that decision is, so that you're good with both decisions. And I want to say this to people. Your relationship can work after infidelity. Your relationship can totally work after infidelity, but you can't torture a person that cheated on you. And a lot of people who are trying to make a relationship work with a spouse who was unfaithful think that they have the right to torture them for the rest of their life. A lot of people who have stayed with a spouse or staying with a spouse think that they get to bring it up for the rest of their life. No, everybody deserves happiness. And let me say this to you. If you decide to stay with a spouse that cheated on you, you have to give them a clean slate. Because if you don't, you're going to sabotage the relationship to where they leave you. I've had women come to me and say, I can't believe he left me. But you kept bringing up the mistress that he's not even thinking about. So you bringing her up when he's not thinking about her, and you're sabotaging the relationship. He has not thought about her in 4 months, and here you go coming to him talking about her. And y'all starting all over again. You have to make a conscious decision to do a clean slate. How do you trust afterwards? You make a decision. You go get help. First of all, you go get help, because you have to find out the root cause of what caused the betrayal. You must find out, and you must be willing to accept your part in the breakdown of the relationship. And you have to be willing to tell your partner who cheated on you. After you guys go through therapy, counseling, coaching, I trust you. And you have to know, once you get to the point where your spouse was willing to go get the help that they needed and that they got the help, that this is a different person that you're dealing with. They have dealt with the fact that their mama was a cheater or their daddy was a cheater. Whatever it was that was planted inside, the seed that was planted, you guys have worked together to dig that plant up, to dig that seed up. And you must be able to realize that your partner is remorseful. And this is for the fellas and for some women, but for the fellas. A lot of women who I coach say the hardest part for them was that the partner did not feel remorseful, that the partner felt like, just get over it. You can't do that. You can't tell somebody to get over the fact that when you were cheating on me and I couldn't find you, I thought you were dead on the side of the highway, because these are the things that go through our mind. And again, this is why I can relate to my clients, because I've been in the bed thinking that my ex was dead on the side of the road because he didn't answer his phone for 17 hours. So you can't tell a person to get over it. And this is where coaching and counseling comes into play, because you have to work through these things. And when I work with my clients, we get a set deadline of when we're not going to talk about this anymore. And both people agree to it, whether it's 6 months or a year. We're going to talk about this. And at the end of that year, if you still need to talk about it, there's another decision that needs to be made. At some point, you got to let go of the side chick. You got to let go of the side dude. If not, they will be in your relationship for the remainder of your relationship, and you will both be miserable. And at that point, what's the purpose? What's the point? What's the use? What's the sense? I hope this is helpful, because I believe that we can have happy, healthy Black marriages if two people are simultaneously healing together. If two people are working things out, the relationship is new, never the same. It's because it's not supposed to be the same. After you go through counseling, coaching, and you dig up that seed, it's supposed to be better. The relationship's not supposed to be the same. And if your mindset is that you want the relationship to be the same, then you don't need to stay in the relationship. And I'm not coaching right now of anybody. I'm telling you, from going through the experience of, I want this relationship to go back to the way it was. And if you have any reservations and you got any kickback, feedback, and you can't let it go, you gotta be unselfish and let that person go. Because we don't get to torture somebody for making a bad decision, because good people make bad decisions. Every person that cheated is not a bad person. Every person that cheated, they made a bad decision. And I'm telling you, when a need is not being met, this is what happens to us as humans. When a need is not being met, we become desperate. And you know what desperate people do? Desperate people do desperate, dumb things. A person who is dying of thirst will drink poison. So we got to be mindful, and we got to think about those questions that I asked you. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Nope. People change. Some people cheated when they was 25. They 50 now. They've matured. They've changed. They've grown. And we have to accept that people get the opportunity to change. And if you can't give them the grace and the mercy, then you just don't want to be with that person. And if you're staying there, you need to ask yourself why. Is this to torture them? Is this to pay them back? Because what you're doing is you're torturing yourself. Because eventually that person is going to get fed up. And you're going to think, you got the nerve to leave me after I stayed here after you did that. Yep, I do have the nerve to leave you, because you're never going to get past this. And I want to free you to go live the good life that you deserve. I want to free you to go be with a man that you could trust. I want to free you to go be with a woman that you could trust. But I'm not going to stay here and put myself through this. That's all. So any questions, comments, thoughts, reactions? I thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Trey Kearney Show. I'm here every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I am holding men and women accountable for the breakdown in their relationships. We don't play the blame game over here. We turn the mirror on ourselves to see what it is that we're doing. And we don't get to say, what about them? No, we say, what about me? What am I bringing to the table? Who am I in this relationship? And if that person can't be everything that I need, then I need to walk away from the relationship. Then I need to let them go, to let them grow. I need to free them so that I can have the abundant life that I was promised. But sitting around blaming each other for what it is, it's not working out for us as Black people. It's not working out for our children. It's not working out for families. It's not working out for our community, because it is all a trickle down until we all get it together. And all of this, all Black men are this and all Black women are this, and I'm a passport brother and all of that. No, you still take you with you no matter where you go. So if you want to get a passport and go overseas and not work on yourself, that chick over there ain't going to put up with you either. Sorry, but not sorry. I'm sorry to tell you this. I don't care, sis. If you leave him and you don't work on you still taking you with you. Now, if you've worked on you and you are the best, highest version of yourself, I promise you, you'll find a person that is the best, highest version of themselves, and you won't waste your time on those who are not. So we are at our time. I love y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into the Trey Kearney Show. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, I am at Trey Kearney. You can follow our station, New You Nation Network, on at New You Nation Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. Tell a friend, share, because sharing is caring. You never know who needs relationship help. If you are interested in relationship coaching, you can email me, trey@treykearney.com. Thank you so much, Andrea. You can email me at trey@treykearney.com. You can go to my website and check out my services, www.treykearney.com, www.treykearney.com. Again, it is a privilege to be in your life. And I thank you for allowing me to be in your life this evening through your tablet, your phone, your computer, your desktop. However you allow me to be in your space, it is a privilege to be in your life. and I will never abuse that privilege. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Again, you can find me on Instagram at Trey Kearney. I'm going to go over and do the after party at TikTok. We're going to stay over there for a little while. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember what I tell you at the end of all my broadcasts. You deserve the best. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve the best. Now go get it. Peace and blessings. I love you. I will see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the New You Nation Network for the Trey Kearney Show. Peace.